Welcome back to Speducation. I am your host, Brandon Reed, and as always, if this is your first time to the channel, a special welcome to you. Well, it's a new week and we have a new lesson. So, what are we going to be learning about this week? Today's lesson, auditory learners. That's right. Last week we talked a little bit about what the different types of learning styles there are, and there were three main ones: kinesthetic, auditory, and visual. Now, last week we talked about kinesthetic. This week we're going to be talking about auditory. But before we get into it, let's first figure out what auditory learning is. Auditory learners. Auditory learning style refers to the preference for hearing and listening to absorb and process new information. People with this learning style tend to remember information better when it is presented through sound or speech rather than through written text. Auditory learners learn best through lectures, discussions, and other forms of oral communication, where they can hear and process the information directly. So, what are some of the characteristics of an auditory learner? Well, their strong listening skills, their increased recollection of spoken information, their increased oral exam scores, improved storytelling skills, talented at explaining ideas verbally, improved speaking skills, good at remembering names, they enjoy conversations, and they're easily distracted by silence. So, what are some strategies for auditory learners for teachers? 1. Call on auditory learners to answer questions. 2. Encourage class discussions and reward students who participate in class. Auditory learners love to talk in class, and they're usually the ones that always raise their hand. Encourage auditory learners to explain their ideas in their own words. Sometimes by doing this, it helps them understand the material that they're learning. And then record your lectures so that auditory learners can listen later. Remember, auditory learners are great at listening to the teacher, but if you throw in writing as well, sometimes that can distract them. So having them watch the lecture later and actually take notes during the actual class, they can get the benefits of both. And remember, if you have a student in your class that is listening to your lecture, but they're not taking down notes, don't jump to a conclusion that they're just lazy, because they might be an auditory learner. And remember, parents, if you get notes from the teacher saying that the student isn't taking notes, ask your child, what type of learning style are you? Do you do best when you're listening to the teacher? And as parents, we should already know that answer. So remember, don't always jump to judgment, because every person is unique, every student is unique, and they may just be an auditory learner. Now, if you liked what you saw, you learned something new, or you're new to the channel, please click that like button. And if you want updates on future videos, feel free to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for updates on future videos. And as always, if you have questions or comments about this video, or there's a topic in special ed that you would like me to cover, by all means, drop a line in the comments section and I'd be happy to cover it. And until next time, class dismissed.